Hey guys, what's up? Coach Matt Magnum here, talking about the workout for Monday, February the 1st. So we're starting February. That means it's no longer a resolution program. It's just the greatest fitness program ever. So there you go. Greatest regular person fitness program ever. And it is conditioning day. So as I wrote out the board, starting to feel like conditioning day is getting repetitive. I expected that. I don't want you to feel like that's just out of laziness. That is purposeful. Conditioning day is going to be repetitive because there's not a whole lot that you really need to do as far as variation goes. At the end of the day, once you find a handful of things that you really enjoy, that really get your heart rate up, that really makes you sweat, that really makes you breathe, that's the emphasis today. Heart rate, breathing, sweating, hard work relative to your skill level, okay? Hard work for your skill level. As long as you're doing that, you don't really need a lot of variation. Now you can, I'm going to expand on this, you can use variation as much as you want to, but you don't have to, and I'll get into it in a second. So all of our standard stuff applies today because it is conditioning day. Our sled work, or old tire if you don't have a sled, all our weighted carries, our standard cardio stuff, running, biking, swimming, rowing, intervals, circuits, all that stuff, okay? All of that stuff is on the board for today. And what I was about to say, slight variation, that's fine. I don't mind you alleviating some boredom, but here's the thing, we're not doing this so we can entertain ourselves. If you want to be entertained, go watch a movie, okay? Go read a book, okay? That's what you do for entertainment. You know, go see a nice play or a show somewhere. You know, that's what you do for entertainment. We're talking about burning calories, getting in shape, looking good naked, all right? And if you're so busy trying to be entertained all the time, then you're just not going to do what's effective. Because what's brutally effective can be kind of boring and monotonous. Okay? So rather than emphasizing all this variation, so I'm always having fun and I'm always excited about always doing something brand new, you need to be emphasizing consistency and progress. Because here's the thing about doing something fun and fanciful and brand new every single day. If you're always doing something brand new, you never know if you're getting better. Okay, you have to repeat some of this stuff so you know you're making progress. Or whether you know so you'll know whether you're making progress or not. And the only way you're going to get better at the skill of this stuff is to repeat it constantly. Okay? I have spent time coaching CrossFit, and I don't want to get on a ramble about the good and the pros and the cons of CrossFit, but one of the cons is that there's so much variation that people have trouble getting good at the skills. You have to have a certain amount of repetition to get better at these skills. And if you're always emphasizing a massive amount of variation, you're not doing those skills often enough to get better at it. So that's why I don't want you to think that this is done out of laziness. This is done intentionally so that you can figure out with some variation which one of these works best for you. And over the course of some months, you should touch on all of them. But slight variation, emphasize your consistency and progress because that's how you know you're going to get better. 20 to 30 minutes most of the time, 30 to 40 minutes sometime. At least try to hit 60% of your max heart rate. The high end is going to be 80 to 90%. You are not going to be able to maintain 80 or 90% of your max heart rate for 30 or 40 minutes. This is more of the intervals and circuits, or maybe the last couple minutes when you're jogging 2 or 3 miles, you see the finish line, and then you start sprinting. But you want to at least be hitting this 60 to 70%. Remember, max heart rate, 220 minus your age. 220. There was a 0 there. You got it, 220. Makes sense. 220 minus your age, 60 to 70% on the low end, 80% or 90% on the high end, mostly just touching that in intervals and whatnot, okay? That's it. Congratulations. You listened to another video. Awesome. Appreciate it. You got any questions, comments, concerns, or results? Put it in the comments below. I will interact with you. If you need a specific workout, if you just have no idea and you Google stuff and you got confused, ask me and I will, tell you about it. Otherwise, follow the page because you get free daily workouts and super cool, awesome fitness tips all the time. Thanks for watching. See you again tomorrow. Later. Hey guys, what's up? Coach Matt Magnum here, talking about the workout for Tuesday the 2nd. It is a movement pattern day. It is strength emphasis. So at this point, if you've been watching any length of time, this should be starting to sound pretty familiar. So I'm gonna start rolling through this a lot quicker than in the previous videos. But all the the usual suspects apply here. So we're gonna squat. We're going to push, we're going to pull, we're going to make sure that we're mixing it up between a bilateral squat, both legs, and a unilateral squat like a lunge or a step up. Just get those lunges or step ups or single leg exercises in on occasion. Doesn't have to be an equal amount. You should be doing more bilateral squatting anyway, okay? Just like that, we want to make sure we push and pull in the horizontal plane. I push away from me, I pull towards me, but I also push overhead and pull from overhead, okay? So there's 3 main movement patterns, but each one has 2 variations that we're going to be using, okay? Strength emphasis, we're using slow tempo, we're using isometric pauses, to make the weight we're using feel heavy so we can make sure we get low reps, okay? I'm not encouraging you to do a lot of maxing out. If you are comfortable, if you're a seasoned weightlifter, if you have a lot of experience with that and you're in your own gym and you have safety bars and you want to squat 500 pounds, I'm not going to tell you not to do that. By all means, go for it. But if you're new to this, the whole point of this is to do something that is attainable while still getting a lot of good results out of that. And so we want to use tempo and pauses to make a medium-ish weight feel heavy. That way we're not actually using a weight that is as heavy as we can manage, because that's when people tend to get hurt. And there's not much worth going into farther than that. Exercise can absolutely be done safely by everybody, but when you let your ego pick your weights for you, then things don't go well. So we're using tempo and pauses to take some of that ego out intentionally, okay, so that it makes it hard for you to actually be able to lift as much weight as you can actually lift on purpose to keep you safe. And then one day when you do go heavy, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so strong, okay? Tempos and pauses using low reps, mostly 3s and 5s. You can do some singles, but again, that's if you're experienced, that's if you're real confident. I would much rather you focus on 3s and 5s. If you're using resistance, if you're having to use body weight, you don't have any equipment, then again, a lot of tempo, a lot of pauses, and maybe 5s to 10s is stuff like body weight squats or push-ups. But either way, you get into a half squat, hold that position for 30 seconds, and then make sure that every rep you do is a solid 5 seconds up and 5 seconds down. By the time you get to 10, you'll be burning. And then do another 30-second pause at the end. So there you go. 30 seconds, 10 reps, 30 seconds. By the time you do that, you'll be burning. It won't take very many. So that's how you do that with the body weight stuff. So I'm giving you this is just a sample. This is what I'm probably going to do. And you see, I left myself some variation. There's nothing magical about any single workout as long as you're hitting these major muscle groups, these major movement patterns, and you're hitting your strength, your muscular endurance, and your conditioning days, then you will touch everything. Okay, so I'm leaving myself some room here. But this is an example, this is a general framework of what I'm going to try to do today. Front squat, work up to a top set of 3 or 5. Doesn't matter which one. As I warm up, as I see how I feel, as I see which one I think I'll be stronger at. Some days you don't feel quite like going heavy, but you think you can muster out a couple extra reps at a weight you've done before. Some days you just want to do 1 or 2 reps and be done with it. So it just depends. We'll just see what happens. Dips or push-ups, I'll be doing the dips today, but if you don't have a dip stand, then you can sub push-ups. 3 or 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps, whatever. By the time you're getting 10 reps on dips, you definitely need to add some weight, but same thing. By the time you're doing those push-ups, you slow down the tempo, isometric pauses, more difficult variations, all kinds of things you can do. And then for my pull, chins or barbell row. We'll just see how I feel after all that stuff. I want to start working in some, it doesn't matter. I want to do both. It's great to do pull-ups and chins on the bar, and it's great to do barbell rows. So we'll just see how I feel, what I feel like doing. 3 or 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps, same thing. Got any extra time or you feel like it, just some additional accessory work or a short conditioning session. That's where it might even be like 15 to 20 minutes. And same thing here. If you got a weak spot, body part you want to work on, something that's limiting some of your other major lifts. Every time I squat, I don't feel it in my quads like I should, but my butt is really tired every day. So do some extra butt work, whatever. So anyway, that's it. So trying to keep it short and sweet today, but I ended up rambling more than I thought. I hope it was useful. So thanks for watching. Follow the page for all these free daily workouts and super cool fitness tips. And if you got any questions, comments, concerns, or results, post it below and I'll interact with you. I'll say, what's up? So appreciate it. Later. Hey guys, what's up? Coach Matt Magnum here, talking about the workout for Wednesday the 3rd. It is a conditioning day. So these are all of our, these are all of our standard bullet points for conditioning day. We're focusing on our heart rate, our breathing, and our sweating. All right, I don't want this to go to failure because of muscular burn like muscular endurance day. I want your heart rate up, I want you breathing heavy, I want you sweating hard, okay? Well, that's the lesser of the 3 because that can be impacted by weather. But anyway, shooting for 20 to 30 minutes usually, and then sometimes 30 to 40 minutes. Want to work hard relative to your skill. So that heart rate's up high, we're breathing heavy, we're working hard, but that is relative to your skill level, because if we go over that, we will not make the 20 or 30 minutes, okay? So there you go. All our normal, again, all our usual suspects, these are always on the board. You should be rotating them in somewhat. But more than anything, focus on the things you like and focus on the things that fill in your weakest spots, which sometimes those are at odds with each other. But you're probably not going to do all of this stuff equally all the time. Some of these things are going to correspond with you as an individual more, again, because either some weaknesses or because something you particularly like to do. And that's fine. That's why I have it loose, in a loose format like this. So you have your tire, your sled dragging or pushing if you have a fancy sled that you can push. Any weighted carries, farmer's walk, weighted sled, that kind of stuff. Your standard steady state cardio, treadmills, ellipticals, stair steppers, biking, rowing, that kind of stuff. And all kinds of interval stuff, just on going hard and then backing off, whether, just all kinds of stuff. Then that's actually kind of what we're going to do today. And then circuits, where you're just moving from one thing to the next thing, which is also kind of what we're going to do today. Kind of a blend. It's not a true, just a blend. So there you go. So the sample workout for today, because you don't have to do this. I am really sore today. There was something about the front squats that just got me yesterday. I spent most of my day today hobbling and stretching, which means I probably overdid it a little too much. You want to be sore, but there's just something that went a little bit too much about yesterday's front squats. So I'm probably going to pick something else today. I'm going to do some kind of light movement circuit that's probably going to be more active recovery than anything else. But this is a really nice sample workout. Sorry if I wrote this small. I'm not used to, I forget how it shows up on camera sometimes. 4 minutes of your choice of cardio. Again, run, walk, bike, row, stepper, any of those things I mentioned earlier. 4 minutes of cardio, 2 minutes, stop, and either do burpees or jumping jacks. Burpees is a little more advanced. Jumping jacks is a little bit more user-friendly. And then repeat for 3 to 6 rounds. Simple. So if you're either not quite in as good a shape, then you do about 3 rounds. That's 18 minutes, so you're right at that 20-minute mark. Or if you're really intense and you're going super fast and you're doing like 100 burpees every 2 minutes, then, you know, maybe you do 3 rounds either way. Or if you're in really great shape and you're just going to pace it out and go really long, or if you need to pace it out because you just want to burn some extra calories, there you go. But again, 4 minutes of hard cardio relative to your skill. If the 4 minutes is easy, you need to pick it up. If you're dying and you want to stop several times, you need to slow down so that you can maintain it. Same thing here. Burpees are no fun, but if you have to stop 30 seconds in, you're just going too hard, you're going too fast, you're jumping instead of stepping down, all those things. If you just can't manage it, then jumping jacks. And if you do as many burpees as you can and then switch to jumping jacks when you don't. So there's all kinds of ways to tweak this stuff. But the point is, pick some stuff that you can do, that you find fun, or that you know you need to work on. Get that heart rate up, get that breathing heavy, 20 to 30 minutes most days, 30 to 40 minutes sometimes. All right, appreciate it, guys. Follow the page for more free daily workouts and super cool, awesome fitness tips to get in with the greatest fitness program ever, greatest shape of your life ever. And then, if you got anything, post, comment, like, whatever, and comment below. I'll respond. So later, appreciate it. See you tomorrow. I'm sore. Hey guys, what's up? Coach Matt Magnum here. I got to go out of town last minute, but I didn't want to leave my thousands and thousands of fans empty-handed. So workout for today, movement pattern day, muscular endurance emphasis. That means squat, press, pull. You're either using resistance for medium to high reps, 12 to 15 plus, or you're using body weight for, again, shooting for that same 15 plus, but well, it's muscular endurance day, so yeah, 15 plus. If you can't quite do that, then you're going to make up for it with extra sets, extra rounds, et cetera, et cetera. I like doing it in a kind of a slow style circuit where my breathing and my heart rate is not the limiting factor like it was yesterday, but the repetition and the lactic acid buildup is the limiting factor. So you can still do it in a circuit, which is what I like to do. I'm going to do body weight squats, I'm going to do push-ups, and then I will add a third exercise, probably a kettlebell swing or a core exercise. V-ups, flutter kicks, plank holds, any of the above, whatever, but that's probably what I will do. Push-ups, body weight squats, some kind of core or whatever. So that's what I recommend. Short video today. I gotta go. Thanks for watching, all the follows and posting and all that stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Later. Hey guys, what's up? Coach Matt Magnum here, talking about the workout for Friday the 5th. Friday, woo! All right, conditioning / flex day. So we're focusing on our heart rate, our breathing, and the subjective feeling that we are working hard relative to our skill. The goal is for 20 to 30 minutes most of the time, some of the time 30 to 40 minutes, shooting for at least 60 to 70% of that max heart rate. Your max heart rate is 220 minus your age. 220 minus your age, that's your max heart rate. 60 to 70% is your minimum training range, okay? All the usual suspects, tire or sled drags, all your weighted carries, weighted vest stuff, your standard cardio, elliptical, treadmills, stair steppers, bikes, rowers, and intervals or circuits if you want something a little bit more, varied and intense. But remember, versus the circuits that we're doing on Muscular Endurance Day, these circuits and intervals are not focused as much as on the lactic acid. It is focused on shooting, spiking that heart rate, making you breathe hard, and then cooling off in between your intervals or at the end of your circuits, or however you decide to do it. There's a million ways to do it. That is the basics. As I keep going through these weeks and weeks, these explanations should get shorter and shorter, because unless you got a ton of questions, these guidelines aren't going to change. So unless you have questions, these guidelines aren't going to change. Ideally, one day you shouldn't even need me anymore, and you should just be able to use these guidelines and make up your own stuff, and every once in a while just, oh yeah, that's the guy, I used to get workouts from him. But anyway, today's sample workout, 30-minute tire drag, or sled, whatever, if you have it. If you don't have it, if you don't have a fancy sled, there's no excuse not to get an old tire and just, an eye bolt, a piece of scrap wood, and some kind of string. You drag your tire for 30 minutes, and then because it's Friday Flex, we get some pretty stuff. Some side raises for your shoulders, some curls for your biceps, and then tricep extensions. If you have the pulley system, you're pressing down. If you have some kind of resistance, either overhead or lying on a bench somehow. Otherwise, you could always just do close grip push-ups if you don't have anything. If you can't do close grip push-ups, then you can do regular push-ups. Because it's optional flex day, so you can do whatever you want, as long as, get that heart rate breathing and that hard work for that 20 to 30 minutes, and then you can do a little bit of whatever you want. That's pretty much it. So, follow for more free daily workouts and super cool tips. If, post any questions, comments, concerns below. And see you tomorrow. Appreciate it. Later.